Howdy, all you practical patriots and practical preppers. Yachate, Grus, aus Texas. Hey, folks, Johnny the Practical Nurse here, back home, taking a little break. Had to get back to work at the hospital where I work at, my little hometown. Let's talk about this, folks. This is something that's really important. First aid, okay, first aid kits, building your own. The most important thing, folks, I want to tell y'all is this. Don't buy into the fear, okay? Don't. I'm going to tell you exactly what I experienced helping out in the Hurricane Harvey in Texas. And I'm just going to dispel a lot of people's that will try to sell you stuff that you don't need. Starting with first aid kit. I'm going to say this, and I will swear upon this, upon everything. People out there who have expert knowledge, blah, 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 I think that's wonderful. Those are the people I want you to pay attention to. However, you and I both know we're not all millionaires. I'm not, contrary to what you see behind me, my beautiful place here in Central Texas. I'm not a millionaire. I'm just like you. I get up every morning, take a shower, brush my teeth, shave. Well, some of y'all don't shave, but that's okay. I go to work. I pay bills, okay? Therefore, I've got to watch where my pennies go because I've got kids in college, da-da-da. All right? You get my point here. So let's talk about this. People will sit there and tell you that you have to go out and spend $300, $500, $1,000 on these elaborate first aid kits when they're chock full of things that either you don't know how to use and never had any experience with, or they're just items you're really never going to use. So I'm going to tell you what you need to start off with. Go grab a piece of paper, pen, pencil, whatever you want to do. Pull your laptop up next to you, whatever it is, folks. Take some notes here. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get a primary first aid kit for yourself, your family, your group, or as in my case, it extended from my IFAK kit to having to take care of my group, okay? And then it extended out to a bag. I'm not kidding, folks. This bag was almost 5 feet long because then I found out that this is what I'm told, I can't verify this, that I was the only volunteer nurse for several hundred square miles. And then I was taking care of a community. Okay, so then it went to this bag that was like 5 feet long. Thank you, Walmart, for donating the bag. It sure came in handy. Okay, so your mission may change. But again, let's talk about basic for you and your group first aid. Everybody, folks, needs an IFAK kit, individual first aid kit. If you don't have one, you need one. If you have children, get one of those little belly bags, fanny packs, whatever they call them. Kids love carrying their own gear. Don't load them down with a ton of stuff that they're not going to need. I'm going to go over that, folks, so here we go. The primary items that you need fit in there, okay? This can be your individual first aid kit. It doesn't have to be this fancy schmancy. I have one of these because I like how I lay mine out. This, by the way, folks, is an Amazon product. I will try to remember to put it in the link. It's the bag. What's in it is up to you, okay? But let's talk about this. Ziploc bag, folks. I prefer the one that's got the tab. Let's open this up. Pen and paper ready? First thing I want y'all to have, folks, I want you to have some way to clean your hands. This protects yourself, okay? And if you have to use it to protect somebody else, like as in your group, it will protect them also, okay? Clean those hands. Wash those hands, okay? Clean them really quick. Quick, 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 come on. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is about a dream. That many seconds, okay? Clean up your hands. Next thing I want you to do, for your item, gloves, okay? Gloves. You don't know what's on there, especially some of the nasty environment I was dealing with. Protect yourself, protect your patient. Put a pair of gloves on, okay? Now, assess your wound, folks, okay? Throw a little first aid here kit with it, first aid with this also. You will notice that none of my kits, folks, has a couple of the following items. There is no bottles of alcohol. There is no bottles of hydrogen peroxide. There is no Vaseline in here either, okay? Why is that? Well, very simple. Whoever told you to pour alcohol and hydrogen peroxide on a wound, okay, don't do that. That destroys good cells along with the bacteria that's bad, but also destroys your good bacteria also. Stop that. Whoever's telling you to do that, tell them I said quit that, okay? Vaseline. Vaseline has no healing properties. Okay, well, don't you put Practical Nurse Vaseline on a burn? No, I don't. Matter of fact, initially, I don't put any cream on there. All right? I don't. because it traps in the heat. You're still kind of cooking when you get a burn. All right, what do, you ask me? Every one of y'all have one of these. If you don't, include this on your list. I don't care if you're a leather man or woman or a Gerber man or woman, get you one of these utility tools. Those are the two that I recommend, folks, okay? If you find one that's pretty cool, let me know. Put it in the comments below, link. But these are the ones out, Gerber and Leatherman, okay? Now, you're gonna need to clean out that wound, aren't you? All right, what I use, my little pair of scissors here. Hopefully, you're carrying bottles of water instead of bottles of alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, and all that other kind of stuff. All right, always have your water with you, folks. Poke one hole in there. One. Counted one. Got it? Irrigate that. Don't want to get myself wet because it's good. Okay. Irrigate that wound out. Irrigate it out. If it's a burn, spritz it out. Cool it off, okay? Water. Very simple. All right? Then, what you're going to do, get some of these. Plain old everyday baby wipes. I prefer the ones with aloe, folks. I don't want the heavy perfume, just the plain ones. No perfume, no additives, you know. Things that will basically make it sting and stuff, keep those away. If you would put it on your baby's butt or your grandkid's butt, don't use it here, okay? Again, clean the wound off. When you do, center to out. Sorry about that. Center to out. Don't cross paths, toss it, all right? Keep some kind of a trash bag in there with you also. I don't care if it's a Ziploc bag or whatever. Put it in there. Next thing you want to do, folks. I'm going to tell you different sizes of gauze I want y'all to use. And I'm going to tell you what to secure it with here next, okay? And this is important. Whether you use 3x3s, 4x4s, for smaller ones, okay, 2x2s, okay? Notice these are individually wrapped. Why a plastic bag, folks? If I didn't say this already, it keeps anything liquid from getting in. Rain, water, sewage, gasoline, anything. And I got a little story for you about that gasoline part. Remind me to catch that up on the next video, okay? ABD pads. Secure it down, okay? Secure it down. Let me show you what you secure it down with. Now, these are fine too. Okay, when I was back in my day, this is all we had. This was our IFAK, all right? I call them Israeli bandages. Because they come with a tail. When you open them up, you wrap them around there. If you don't want to go through that route, that's fine. This is what I want you to get, okay? Listen very carefully. It's called Coban, C-O-B-A-N, Charlie, Oscar, Bravo, Alpha, November. Also called self-adhering elastic bandage, okay? It is latex free. This stuff will stick even when it's wet. Watch this. Sorry, I'm kind of out of the picture there because I don't want to get my gear wet here too. Even when it's wet, folks, it will stick. I can submerge my hand in water and this stuff will still stick. Will a regular Band-Aid do that? Nah. Okay, nah. Comes off, doesn't it? All right. Now, again, folks, please get this with your kit, okay? Get this with your kit. Something I do that I'm a little OCD about is, see that right there? On all my tape. And this is, by the way, 3-inch is what I recommend. If you can get the 2.5, fine. 3-inch is what I recommend. 4-inch silk tape, okay? Again, notice the little leaf right there? That's because if I'm in a hurry, I don't want to be fumbling around with this stuff. I can just grab it and pull. All of us who've ever messed with duct tape, you know what I'm talking about. Electrical tape, okay? Transport soap. These are the 3 kind of tapes that I recommend, folks. The one that I grab every time, though, is this Coban, also known as Coflex, self-adhering bandage. It's got a few different names. They sell this on Amazon also, okay? Again, 3-inch is what I recommend. If you can only get the 2.5, that's fine. 3-inch is what I recommend. That's secured down. Guess what? You just treated that wound. Nothing fancy, folks. Nothing fancy at all, okay? That's really everything that I keep in this little Ziploc bag. 2-inch gauze, 3-inch gauze, 4-inch gauze. ABD, also known as abdominal. ABD is more for your deep wounds. Now, folks, let me tell you something. Let's say that blood soaks right through that thing, okay? You put another one on top of that. If blood is still soaking out of that, you know what you need to go to then? Nothing fancy, okay? Nothing fancy. Another bottle of water. How about a bandana? Okay, flip it over one time. Anything, a stick, anything, folks, okay? Flashlight, anything. Tie a knot over that. I'm going to show you something here. Let me get my other bottle. I want to show you this because this will kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Any bandana, folks. Again, that needs to go in your Ziploc bag, okay? Keep your items dry. Flip over. Tie a knot. I want to show you this. Probably get myself wet, but just for y'all, that's okay. Tie a knot in there, and you start cranking that thing down. Let me show you why. Notice I'm putting pressure on it. I'm trying to get my stuff from getting wet here. Pressure on that. You keep cranking that down until you're bleeding either very little or stop. Why is that? The line of thinking now, folks, is better to lose a limb than lose a life. Okay? Hopefully it doesn't go that far, but that's just the point I want to prove. Now, looking around here, folks, I want to go over a few other items. Again, folks, that needs to be your first aid kit. Now, I think this item right here was great. Okay, this I could pick up on Walmart. It's got all kinds of cool stuff in there. Again, not exactly my first grab items, but probably some of my second grab items. For example, these right here, these instant cold compresses, you squeeze them, you shake them up, you stick them on there, okay? Now, listen very carefully. Burns, folks, burns. Mild burns, kind of medium burns, yes, 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Again, irrigate the water. Irrigate it. I don't recommend putting Vaseline on there. I don't recommend putting burn cream immediately being the key word there, folks, immediately on there, because those creams can keep the heat still inside the wound, okay, inside the burn. You're still cooking a little bit. What you want to do is cool that off. Now, people ask me about ice. I prefer these, okay? Chances are you're probably not going to be carrying a bucket of ice where you're going. Chances are. Water, spritz it down, folks, cool them off, okay? But 5 to 10 minutes only. 10 minutes max, because what are you doing if you put too much cold on there? Frostbite, all right? Just FYI. Now, I also recommend this, folks, roll gauze. Why roll gauze? Heaven forbid you get shot, okay? I hope you don't. We'll get into that because, trust me, if you don't think looting and shooting wasn't going on while I was there, when I was down there in Houston, it was. We'll go into that later when I do my after action review, okay? This right here, okay? Folks, I don't recommend shoving stuff in holes. Okay, for the average layman, I don't know, because you don't know what you're pushing your thumb or whatever into. If you have to use this, saturate it with a little bit of their blood, push it up against there, folks. Use whatever thing that you can to hold it on there. That's fine. That's fine. Again, folks, this is for average Joe and Judy Patriot prepper, okay? We're going to leave it at that for right now, okay? If you have some of this, just crinkle gauze. Excuse me, my puppy's playing with my feet, okay? Lucas Scram. If you have this crinkle gauze, another good item, folks, stick it on there in case you can't get. Now, this right here, pharmacy. Any pharmacy should have this. Walmart, Sam's, big box, whatever, that's who they have it. That, folks, is, other than your, hi puppy, other than medication, and I only recommend a few, is the key things. If you get a cream like Neosporin, and that's just, basically a triple antibiotic first aid cream, try getting the ones with aloe in there, folks. They're the ones that I recommend, okay? You're talking to someone who's half Native American, and I'm a plant person, okay? Okay? Triple antibiotic. Keep your stash. If you have a prescription medication, that goes in your IFAK. Carry your own medication, folks, because I highly recommend that. You're going to need them, and you don't want to be separated from them, okay? If you have, like, children, now these are kind of large, but you're going to get my point here. Dose for your children by their age and weight. Benadryl, ibuprofen, okay? Tylenol, acetaminophen, okay? Just things that I recommend. Kids love carrying some of their own gear. Again, keep a few doses, folks, in their belly bag, in their fanny pack. All right, let's get a little more extensive here now. Talking about a group first aid kit. With your IFAK, folks, okay, with that tape and everything, any one of those tapes you can secure. If you get a sprain or, heaven forbid, a fracture, you can find gear, use your own gear plus use sticks or whatever you have to make a splint. Now, Sammy splints. This is for your group kit, okay? These are really awesome, folks. If you want me to take one out and demonstrate, I will. I want to thank every single one of you who donated these items to me before I went. Trust me, I had to replenish several times over, so I have a couple left in stock, but if you want me to show in a demonstration later on, I will. 6-inch ace, okay? Yes, I was a heck of a guitar player at one time. 6-inch ace, folks, okay? Wrap that splint up. This is good stuff. I call it ace wrap, some people call it other things, okay? Elastic stretch gauze or something like that. All right, always have extra ABD pads when your group kit, okay? Not your IFAK, but with your group kit. You're gonna have those other items I mentioned with your individual first aid kit, but we're talking group kit now, okay? Antiseptic. I prefer this one by doTERRA. It's called On Guard. Spritz your hands down if you have to. If you get a scratch or boo-boo, understand this is gonna sting a little bit, okay? There is a little bit of alcohol in there. Just like I said, people, no pouring whole bottles of alcohol on wounds. Don't do that, okay? We went over gauze. Something I keep in my group kit is a personal protective respirator in case I got to do CPR on somebody, okay? With a valve. Just something I recommend, folks. Again, Tylenol, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, y'all, okay? And Benadryl or diphenhydramine, okay? For your kits. Folks, let me tell you this something. I recommend these, okay? These are your basically, these are your tourniquets. They're set up for mostly military use. If you don't know how to use one of these, that's fine, folks. Again, your bandana will work as I demonstrated. If you don't know how to use one of these, before you buy one, get someone to instruct you how, okay? Really simple, easy to use. Again, that's for more extended kit. Again, for folks, your first aid kit, your individual first aid kit, IFAK, is for your use only, not for anybody else's. The group kit is for your group. Got it? All right. Magic marker. Trust me, there's a lot of information you're going to write down to include on your IFAK. You don't have to buy those fancy patches, folks. Okay? Right there, A negative. That's my blood type. NKA, no known allergies. I'm not allergic to any food or any drugs. Grab your marker and write it on your IFAK. I don't care if you have to write it on this, okay? If you take medication, prescription medications, okay, so like I said, keep it with you. But take on a piece of paper and put it inside your Ziploc bag a list of medications you take. What you need to know is the name of the medication, the route that you take it, which is, intramuscularly, if you take some kind of weird shots or something like that, if you take oral prescription medications, orally, one tablet, how many you take and how often you take it. Twice a day, once a day, 4 times a day, whatever the case may be. Write that on that piece of paper. It's really important, okay? It helps people like me who come to help. Okay. Anything else? For right now, folks, I think that's pretty much about it. Really simple, really easy, folks. Nothing high tech. Again, folks, I don't recommend you instantly run out and blow your 401k on a giant elaborate blowout kit. If you have the money for that, that's wonderful. And your heart is there, I suggest you do it to help somebody who comes along that doesn't have that gear but knows how to use it. Never going to tell you how to spend your money, folks. That's just my point of view. Questions, comments, leave them below. I know there's a lot of information, folks. Just want to get this down to you, down and dirty, really quick and fast. I'm John the Practical Nurse. Until I see y'all again, out here.